Hey everyone, my name is Jinette Lopez. I'm a portrait and beauty photographer here in the Hudson Valley and New York City area. I was recently editing one of my Halloween inspiration shoots, and I decided it would be really fun if I started recording them and maybe play around with showing how I edit my creative images. So the image that I'm going to be working on today is this one right here. So this is the after and this is the before. So let's get started. The first thing I usually do is clean up the skin a little bit with some skin retouching. So in Lightroom, I like to use a softened skin brush. And basically what it is a negative clarity tool. So my flow, I want to keep it down a little bit. And I'm just going to start painting. It's on negative 53%, so we can already see how it's evening everything out. And if you want to see where you are brushing, just hit the O button, and that's a shortcut key to see the mask. All right, so just gonna brush over everything. And hit the O again to undo that. And let's just see a before and after. So we're doing good. So this is a fun creative shoot. Sometimes people, well, most times you want to stay away from a plasticky look, but for this shoot I went for it. So what I did is on the dropper pin for the brush, I right clicked and hit duplicate, and that did a substantial amount, but let's go crazy. Let's do it again. And I'm really liking how that's looking. It's soft, it's dreamy, it's kind of plasticky, but I kind of like the look. Then I opened up a new brush and I just went over the nose again a little bit, and I dropped down the clarity almost completely. So let's open this one again and let's just brighten the exposure a little bit. Okay, happy with that. So then what I did is I went on Google and I looked up, well, I always look up some free Lightroom presets, but I've been really feeling the matte look, and I found one on beart.com. This one's called the Matte Magical Moment, and actually, you know what? Let's go back into the spot removal brush, and we're just gonna remove this little imperfection right here. So naturally, if you want to perfect it, you can go into Photoshop and clean up around the lips and sharpen it. I'll show you how to do that in another tutorial, but for today's Lightroom image or edit, we're just going to keep it all in here. So back to the preset, I'm just going to hit the preset, apply it. It adds a little bit of a yellowish tint, so we're just going to go down to the Hue, Saturation, Luminance tab, and from what I know, each tab has different effects. The hue is the actual intensity of the color. The saturation is the purity of the color. And the luminance is the brightness. So how bright it'll be. So what I want to do is hit the button for saturation and go over to the flowers. So basically what I did is I wrapped some baby's breath around her neck, and I knew I was going to do a tight crop on the image, so I knew I was going to get in really close. So from here, what I did is I clicked on the flowers and I went down to remove all the color from it. And I'll show you basically what it does. If you do it on the skin and pull down, it removes the color. If you go all the way up, it intensifies it. But let's go back. So yeah, so I just remove the color until I'm happy with it. And then I go to the luminance and I brighten that up just to make it pop. So we're going to individually click on the yellow dial in the saturation just to bring a little bit of color back to her skin. And I'm going to try to see if any of these dials intensify her lips, which I'm liking. So then up top, I just raised the exposure and made it super bright. And then I lowered the vibrance to about a -5. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, my other images, what I did is I took some baby's breath, or the baby's breath from the shoot, and I placed it in front of the camera, and it added a really dreamy, foggy effect to the images. You can do this with almost anything. You can take Ziploc bag and place it over your lens. You can take a thin scarf. You can do a number of things. I'm planning on doing a video showing different effects that you can add these dreamy qualities to your images. So definitely look out for that. And it's really funny. We went to the local Dollar General and we grabbed some white bandage and we wrapped it around her until it was tight, and we were happy with the coverage and the layering. And then we threw on a scarf, and the faux baby's breath, I picked it up from a local flower supply shop. So you can grab stuff like this from your backyard. You can go to your local florist. You can go to any craft store and pick stuff up. Whatever you have in your mind, just let it out. Be creative. Do things that just come naturally to you. If something is in your brain, get it out there. Get it in front of your camera and make things happen. So I just want to thank everybody for watching my first video. I plan on doing more of these. I like to call myself a do-it-yourself photographer. So I speak to the crowd that maybe doesn't have the most extensive or expensive equipment, but we are eager to learn and we're just happy to be creative. So I'm going to try to be doing more of these tutorials pretty soon. And if there's anything that you guys want to see me try, please just write it down in the comments below and I will